And if the mosquitoes weren't enough to worry about, the standing water's still there, full of bacteria. You know, government officials have been telling us all week to make sure you're not doing what those kids are doing right there, playing in all of the water. Well, now you need to believe us, because the Now Tampa Bay's Christy Post, she did her due diligence. She went to a lab, got the water tested, and let's just say I didn't want to eat lunch after Christy told me about it.
It was gross seeing it, too. Well, I got the water sample from an RV park in Palm Harbor. That's where it was evacuated. 40 people were evacuated from their homes, and what's in it will make you cringe.
These have been incubating for 24 hours. We'll give them a check, see what's growing on the plates.
Today, I went to Advanced Environmental Laboratories that agreed to test the flood waters for feces and E. coli. The microbiologist saying the feces test had so many colonies, it was too much to count. You can see it right there, meaning it's really dirty water. And what can go along with that can be hepatitis or ear infections. The E. coli test came out positive as well, which he says is surprising because the lab doesn't often get samples this bad.
We have E. coli in our bodies now, but certain strains can get you very sick and even give you kidney failures. So it's nothing we want to be swimming in, getting in our mouths.
Okay, well, I was out and about today talking to some people in our community. Well, this lady, I told her about what I was doing for a story. She told me her kids were playing in the floodwaters at Davis Islands. She told them to stop. Now, after hearing what I told her, she's really scared they're going to get sick. So like we've been saying since Monday, stay out of the floodwaters because literally there is poop in there.
And I do believe Tampa Mayor Bob Buckhorn said, "Don't be dumb, don't be dumb." That's what he said. All right.
This is our worst rainstorm ever for flooding. Are you kidding me? Off the cart. Slow down. No. More people for YouTube. This is what you do not do, ladies and gentlemen. There is a drainage ditch right there. He's just... The black and white truck are going around and around and having fun. We got their license plates. Somebody ought to find them.
We're gonna check. I don't know if I'd go that way. That looks like it's very underwater.
Yeah.
Even going that way.
That one looks pretty good in the center of the street. They are going to have a problem. Rocky Point Golf Course. The birds are enjoying it. Running out to the canal there. But it can't drain fast enough. The water has come down a lot now. The entire south side is underwater. I'm not being serious. Yes, you. I see you. license plate. B82 XLE. They've got the canoes out. Oh yeah, I see you.
This is not the best location, but it's just I don't have a better one, quite frankly.
And now after the flood. You can see what the water was up to. Up to about the sidewalk level, so it was pretty deep here. Lost a lot of mulch.
Many Taiwanese residents caught in the path of Typhoon Soudelor were left with their homes flooded after the powerful storm battered the island, killing at least 4 and injuring 64. In the Greater Tapai area, authorities worked to rescue around 24 people trapped by a mudslide. The storm is one of the strongest to hit the island in many years. Many of those who haven't been evacuated were left with the task of clearing up their homes after they were flooded. Train services were suspended or cancelled, and most of the local governments across Taiwan announced the closure of businesses and schools due to the storm. The Tropical Storm Risk website said the typhoon was a Category 2 storm on a scale of 1 to 5 and would weaken to Category 1 as it leaves Taiwan. Sudalore has drawn comparisons with 2009's typhoon Morakot, which cut a wide path of destruction over southern Taiwan, leaving around 700 people dead or missing and causing $3 billion worth of damage.
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ရေဘေးသင့်ဒေသခံတွေရောသူတို့လိုအပ်ချက်တွေနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့ဘာပြောကြလဲဗျ
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ဒီမှာဆိုရင်သူတို့ကိုဒီလက်ရှိအိမ်ဆောက်သဘောမျိုးနေနေတဲ့အိမ်ဒီမှာအိမ်တွေကလူတွေကဆိုရင်ဟောနော်ဟိုပေါ့ဒီရက်ွက်ထဲမှာဆိုရင်ဒါကြမ်းခိုင်ရနေပြီးတော့ဟိုဟာလုပ်တယ်ဒီစံနေလာဝေတယ်စံနေလာဝေတော့တွေ့ရခင်ဗျနောက်ပြီးတော့သူတို့ဒီစာဝတ်နေရေးတွားရေးလာကြတော့ဒီရက်ွက်ရာဆိုရင်ဟိုဟာပေါ့နော်ဒီအိမ်တိုင်းမှာဆိုဒါလှေတွေရှိတယ်ဗျဒီလှေတွေကသူက ready ဆောင်းလာတဲ့သဘောမျိုးရှိတယ်လေတက်နေကြဆိုတော့ဟိုပါပေါ့အတိနဲ့ပေါ့နော်အိမ်တိုင်းမှာလှေတွေရှိတယ်ပြီးတော့သူတို့ရဲ့ဒီစားဖို့နေကြတော့ရှိတာလေးတွေနဲ့စားနေကြတယ်မြချို့ဒီလှေနဲ့ဈေးသွားဝယ်ကြတယ်အပြင်သွားလာမှုပိုင်းကိုတော့ဒီစားဖို့နေလောက်ပဲသူသွားကြတယ်တိတ်ရောမသွားကြဘူးခင်ဗျနောက်ပြီးတော့ဒီမှာရှိတဲ့ဈေးဆိုင်လေးတွေလည်းရှိတယ်ဈေးဆိုင်လေးရဲ့အခြေအနေကဆိုရင်ဟောပေါ့နော်လက်ရှိမှာသူတို့ဝယ်ထားတဲ့ဒါပစ္စည်းလေးတွေကိုဒါရောင်းချနေတယ်ဈေးဟိုပေါ့နော်ရေကြီးတို့ဈေးတက်တာမျိုးလည်းမရှိဘူးသူတို့ဒီရက်ွက်အနေနဲ့ပေါ့နော်ဒါသူတို့ဟိုရက်ွက်သူရက်ွက်သားတွေနဲ့စီးလုံးနေတဲ့သဘောမျိုးရှိတယ်ခင်ဗျ
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ကိုမျိုးစောလင်း
by no means over. And in fact, when it comes to the rivers like the Anclote River, they are not done cresting. The level continues to rise at most of the major rivers around here, including the Hillsborough River, the Manatee River, the Alafaya River, and the Anclote River.
Brandon, it looks like that guy right there may be trying to catch a fish. He's trying to catch something. Yeah.
Okay.
He's catching fish. This is at Hillsborough and Sawyer. And look at there, that guy just caught a fish on the road. He's running back, probably trying to tell all his friends, look what I just, look at there, guy's taking a picture of him.
Do you need a license to catch a fish that way? I don't know. We'll have to look into that. I don't know about the legalities, but I think he just gets a kick out of catching a fish. Hopefully he'll
wash his hands.
Oh, there he goes.
Video of a HART bus filled with water plowing down Swan Avenue in South Tampa is going viral. And we're just learning the driver behind the wheel here is under investigation and could be fired. ABC Action News reporter Maricela Burgos is live in Tampa tonight with more on this. Maricela?
You guys remember this was flooded before. You can see some of that debris. And this is also the intersection where that video was recorded. What you don't see on camera is what that bus operator filled me in on tonight. He says they got stuck somewhere else. The passengers went out of the bus and walked in that filthy water, and he says he wasn't rescued until about 5 hours later. The company says everything kept changing. They also say that their priority are their customers as well as their employees, but this bus operator says not that day.
They failed to protect the public, they failed to protect me.
That's how Schneider Profit feels after working as a HART bus operator for 11 years and getting this notice today. He can't work right now.
If they want to investigate one, they have to investigate themselves.
The company is looking at Schneider because of what you see in this video. A passenger recorded it Saturday as they tried to get through flooding in South Tampa.
It was a scary situation. Fortunately, nobody got hurt. Nobody was hurt. And we're investigating the situation under circumstances.
Schneider had volunteered to work this weekend. He says he repeatedly called HART before this happened to try to avoid it.
I was doing the best thing in a bad situation.
Schneider says he was afraid to make any decisions because he thought he could lose his job.
And I called them, asked them, can I deviate? They should say, Prophet, do the best you can. You are the one on the road. You make a decision. They failed to do that. They told me to continue the routes.
They were instructing the bus operators on Saturday to proceed with caution and then, use their better judgment as far as, navigating or operating in hazardous situations.
HART argues bus operators are trained to handle a situation like this. They admit they don't have a flooding plan, only hurricane policies.
We're going to look into the situation as far as improving and being able to better deal with possible situations in the future.
Here's what happens next. The union that represents the bus operator says they will represent him during a hearing that has not been scheduled. That bus is not in service. Reporting live, Maricela Burgos, ABC Action News.
That's right, Laura. And take a look at this water. You can see just how much of it there still is out here. You are looking at Pasco County Fire Rescue going door to door right now. That's the only way they can get door to door to check on people, see how they're doing, see who needs help. Now, I have been watching people moving things out of their home. One woman and her daughter were using a raft. She says that they were bringing things to her pregnant daughter who was stuck in a flooded house. You can see fire rescue has stopped right now to see if this family over here needs help. You can see they're using a generator to get power. These people just complaining rightfully so about the way that they are being forced to live right now, because people say they have not seen flooding this bad in this neighborhood ever, and some people have just abandoned their homes altogether. Coming up at 5 o'clock, I'm going to tell you why Pasco County says this is not an overnight fix and they need state and federal help. Reporting live in Jasmine Lakes, I'm Ashley Yore, ABC Action
The EPA tonight is in a race to contain that toxic spill in Colorado, which the agency itself is responsible for. At least 3 million gallons of mining waste, turning the Animas River yellow. Now the pollution is making its way past communities and even into other states. Our national correspondent Miguel Almaguer is there.
Along the Animas River, a state of emergency. 3 million gallons of toxic sludge has spewed from the Gold King mine in Colorado. For 6 days, the mustard glow winding, working its way 100 miles downstream, slowly clearing.
Tell us what's in the water. Tell us what's in the water.
Anger and frustration boiling over at community meetings because the EPA, the very agency tasked with protecting the environment, triggered the breach during a cleanup. Many get their drinking and irrigation water from the river.
I have a place in the valley now too. I live about 100 yards away from the river.
The soupy sludge contains lead levels 3,500 times higher than normal. Copper, zinc, arsenic also found. The EPA still conducting tests as 3 ponds have been built to hold back the tainted wastewater.
You're lying to everyone about what's going on. You really don't know what's going on at all.
Though these yellow ribbons are fading, pollutants are moving downstream, headed towards Arizona and the Grand Canyon.
But somebody will be held responsible for the spill.
Sure. Yes.
Thank you for bringing a sample on by this morning.
Many are bringing in their tap water to be tested. While Colorado's Parks and Wildlife Department says fish in test traps are still alive. One good sign among a sea of worry.
It makes me sick to my stomach. It's horrid. You know, it's a tragedy.
They now hope to reopen this river next week, but the long-term damage here, that remains unclear.
In communities like Durango, they have shut down the intake valves that lead water from the river into the city. And while it looks fairly clear from the surface, I want to show you just below the water what it looks like. Dip your hand down just an inch or so, and you will see that gold mustard colored silt. This is the reason that officials are so concerned. It's safe to touch with a plastic glove, but officials don't want the public getting in this water. Lester?
All right, Miguel, thanks.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.